Okay, good afternoon to all. My voice is audible?
Good afternoon, sir.
Yes, good afternoon. Let me wait for only 1 or 2 minutes, okay, for others to join. I think there will not be any confusion from my side. As per our timetable, okay, our lecture is at 10. So I've just adjusted it at 11. Okay, no issue. Okay, one more instruction. Okay, I'm conducting the lecture from the college, and due to the power shutdown, okay, so I will not have the battery backup, okay, to my laptop. So I hope it will be continued for 1 hour, okay, but maybe after at the last 10-15 minutes, okay, if my laptop directly switch off, okay, due to the there is no charging through the power. If it is, I don't think so, okay, it may, we will be in a position to complete the session, and then it may be, it is showing it as around 1 hour battery is remaining. So if it is the case, okay, and if it's shut down directly, I will off the session, then I assume that it is the end of our session. Okay. I don't think so. Okay, but if it has been in last 5 to 10 minutes, okay, then consider our session is ended. Okay. Okay, I'm sharing my screen now. My voice is audible.
Yes, sir.
There is noise. I don't know. Is there any? Is there a noise from my side?
No, sir.
Just for a minute. Okay, I hope the voice is clear now. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. See, we have started learning the Okay, so today we are going to cover the point that is C++ programming basic. So we are going to do the first program of the C++. Okay, so will be in a position to familiar with the C++ programming, and then we are going to start learning the concept related to the object oriented, or how we can implement this OP concept using C++. Okay, so our today's topic of discussion is C++ programming basics. Okay. So let us start with the basic program construction in the C++. Let us consider a very simple C++ program. Okay. Generally, we used to give the name of the program as the first .c. Okay. If it is a C program, so here I am using the same name of the program is first. Okay. So in C++, the name of program will become first.cpp. Okay. So this is the extension we are giving to all the programs whenever we write the program in C++. Okay. So it is having the extension .cpp. Okay. And if you give the only .c, then it will become the C program. And when we give the .cpp, I think here onwards, make the habit of giving the extension of the program is .cpp. Okay, or that P stands for the plus plus, and the name of language is already known to you as C++. Okay, so the C P is one plus, and another is we have given it as for second plus. Okay, so it is CPP indicates C++. Okay, so we are considering with this. Okay, now we are considering one simple program. Okay, where it will print a sentence on the screen. Okay, I'm just taking the program as per the textbook, but we can make the changes into it. Okay, so this is the program that we are having. Okay, is it visible to all? Hello, is it visible to all the students?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So see, this is the program that we are going to do. Here, I think in normal C language, we make the habit, we are having the habit of hash include stdio.h. Okay. So instead of that, here we are going to include the file iostream, okay, or only iostream or iostream.h. Then this is my main function. Okay, and now here I am having only one statement, that is C out. Okay, so see out, this is the thing I want to display it on the screen. Every age has a language of its own. Okay, /n double quote and the return 0. Okay, so or whatever the print you want to display it on the screen. So now, despite it is small size of the program, it demonstrates a great deal about the construction of the C++ program. Okay, I think before I go to the next slide, okay, let us I will open the Turbo C++ and let us start doing our first program. Okay, so I just go through it. Escape. Okay, I open the Turbo C++. So here I give this as my name of program as first, okay, or I will just give it the name as uh, F. F stand for the first, P for the PRG for the program. Okay, FPRG indicate F for first and PRG indicate program. You can give any name of the program. Okay, F program dot, I should not give the extension C now. I should give it as the CPP. Getting me? F program dot CPP. Then I just want to open it, or you may go to the new program and then save it afterward. But make the habit of giving the program. Okay, directly open. Okay, so now you can find this window here, and it is the name of the program that we are having, FPRG, and extension is .cpp. Okay, I make it as a full screen. As all of you are knowing, I think every program should start in the comment. What was the purpose of the program? Okay, so program, I call it as the first program, was C++ program to demonstrate CPP basic programming. This in the comment. So here I'm going to use it as a hash include. Okay, so I'm using this first word as a hash, and I will type it as an include. Okay, and then I use here. So now you have to forget your habit of including stdio.h. Okay, so that generally you use in the C programming. So here onwards we are going to include IO stream, stram. Okay, only I can use IO stream, or I can use include.h, because I think you are habitual with include.h header file. Okay, so here I use hash include. This IO indicate, obviously you are knowing I stand for the input, O stand for the output, as we are using for the stdio stand for standard input output. Okay, so here we are using the name of the header file is now input output stream. Okay, so IO stream. So in this case, stream is my base class. Okay, and it is having the other classes as IO stream. Okay, so we are going to discuss this also. Okay, no issue. Okay, so let us consider, okay, in the IO stream.h. Okay, I am going to include now. Generally, okay, in the syntax I use integer. Okay, my main function always return the integer. Okay, I'm not passing any parameter to the main function by default, or if I take it as a void, it will be okay, no issue. Okay, then there is no need to return it. Okay. Now after this, okay, as all of you are knowing, as it uses all the things, okay, so all the functions or the statement which are I'm writing into the C programming language are also useful in the C++. Okay, so if I want to clear the screen, I want to use the get ch, I can use it over here. Okay, clr scr. Okay, I can use the clr scr. Okay, and generally at the end we are going to use the get ch function. Okay, and but all these are available in which header file? Yes, anyone? Clear screen get ch is available in which header file?
Conio.
Conio.h. Okay, so we have to include this conio.h. Okay, and now I'm just using one statement here instead of printf. The statement I'm using is cout. Okay, and then now the operator that I'm having, we are going to discuss this cout in detail as well as the operator. I'm using this two less than sign. Okay, double quote. Okay, I can use the slash and also here, no issue. Okay, I can give whatever I want to display on the screen, I can display it. So I just want to display here is as welcome to the world of C++. Okay, suppose I want to display this message. Okay, and then I will give semicolon here. Okay, so here after this cout, I'm not, remember, I'm not having the opening and closing bracket. I'm having the operator, this operator, and then I'm having double quotation mark and end with the semicolon. Okay, so this is my consider as the first program that I'm going to talk. So instead of printf statement, okay, I'm going to use the statement cout. Getting me? So the it is pronounced as a cout. Okay, instead of here we are considering it as a cout statement. Okay, and I will use the operator, and then I will give the double quote whatever I want to display it on the screen. Okay, so I just let us execute and check whether it is correct. F2 to save, yes. Then F9 to compile the program. Okay, it is having warning 1. We will going to check it. Anyone without looking this warning, can anybody tell me what will be the possible warning here? Okay, we are not returning the function because I have taken this integer main function as return integer value. Okay, so I must write it here, okay, return 0. Getting me? So if I don't want to write this return 0 value at the end, I don't want to return this main function at the end of the main, then we generally use, instead of int, we use it as a void. Okay, so I use F2 again, save the program. F9, we are finding that there are no warnings and no errors are there. Okay, so I go to control F9 to execute. Yes, it is displaying the message, the welcome to the world of C++. Okay, the output is visible.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Now now I come back to the screen. Okay, so I hope all of you, it is very simple program. So as I mentioned it in all the previous sessions, whenever I'm going to do the program, okay, all the program, whatever you are doing on that day in the theory lecture, you have to implement at your home. Getting me? So we are having maybe 3 or 4 lectures per week. After that lecture, whenever whatever the programs are done, you have to execute it, check it. Though the diploma student might have already learned the C++ in detail, but just goes on implementing the basic starting from the program one. Okay, you may make the folder as this is my program number one, or maybe date wise, it doesn't matter. Okay, but whatever we have learned, okay, this program, unless and until you implement on your own, okay, so you may take the screenshot of this, take the screenshot of this particular screen, okay, but you should be, without looking to the screenshot, without looking to the program, you should be in a position to do it. Okay, and if you are finding errors, then you can again refer the, okay, this particular screenshot, so you can take the screenshot of this screen, okay, so for your reference. Okay, and now to understand some of the details, what is this IO stream, what is this C out, okay, whatever we are using. Okay, so I just come back to the PPTs now, so that it will be more easy for us to explain. Okay, so I'm coming back to the PPTs now. Okay, I hope my PPTs are visible to you.
Yes, sir.
Zip. Okay. So this is what we have done. Okay, so we have done the hash include iostream.h main function, which is going to return. We have added the clear screen and get ch into it. Okay, so that clears the screen and see the output, and we have used the cout function. Okay, so let us understand this thing in detail. Okay. Now I first concentrate on output using the cout. Okay. So in C++, instead of using the printf statement, we are using the statement as cout. Okay. So let us understand what is the cout as. Just, okay. As you have seen the statement cout. Okay, I think we have made it here. Welcome to the world of C++. Okay. So this is my cout. I have also used the slash and also at the beginning. No issue. Causes the phrase in quotation marks. So whatever I have given in the quotation mark, okay, all this something which is given in the quotation mark to be displayed on the screen. So what is my syntax is cout, then this operator that we are using, we will see what is the name of this operator. Okay, every and whatever I am giving in the double quotation mark that is displayed on the screen. Okay. How does it work, this work? A complete description of this statement requires an understanding of what is meant by the object, then operator overloading and other topics that we are having. Okay, so let us what is happening with this pin? I don't know. Okay. Just 1 minute. Okay. Okay. Now, the first thing that we have to understand, what is the cout? The identifier cout. Okay, so it is identifier, or you can say it is as generally in the cases that we are having, this is the considered as a identifier. Okay, I will not call it as a keyword directly, so I use that as identifier. Pronounced as cout. Okay, so that is what I am pronouncing. This is called as cout. Is actually an object. Okay, why I am not saying it as a keyword, because it is actually an object. Okay, so this cout is the object of a class. Okay, and definitely which class it is, I think it should be somewhere in the iostream.h. Okay, input output stream. Okay, so it is an object of that particular class. So I call cout is not the keyword, I call it as identifier of the, or it is the object. Okay, cout is the object that we are considering. Okay, now it is, now this cout, okay, this object, this class is predefined in C++ to corresponds to the standard output stream. Okay, so it is correspond to the standard output stream. That is what I told. A standard. Now here, why it is related to only output stream? Because I am using two stream. One is standard output stream and standard input stream. And as this is out, display something on the screen, it belongs to the standard output stream. Okay, if I am taking input from the user and the cin function, then that it will be used, or cin as a identifier, then it will be used for the standard input stream. Okay, so now this cout belongs to the standard output stream, and we have included a IO stream, means input as well as output stream. Okay, so definitely it is there in the iostream.h header file. Okay, so it is predefined and it is available in the iostream.h. A stream is an abstraction that refers to a flow of data. Okay, so what is meant by the stream here? We consider a stream is an abstraction that refers to a flow of data. See, we are also using the word stream here. Okay, maybe with the computer stream, mechanical stream, okay, electronic stream, and so on. Okay, actually, what that stream decides, it decides the flow of the data. It decides the flow of the subject. Okay, it will decide which subject you are going to refer into the second year, which you are going to refer in third year, which you are going to refer in final year. So it is going to decide this flow. Okay, so a stream is an abstraction, okay, that refers to the flow of the data. That's why they have given the name as a stream. So there may be the output stream in C++ program, or it may be the input stream. Okay, and both are combined. We can call it as the input output stream. Okay, the standard output stream. Okay, standard output stream normally flows to the screen display, although it can be redirected to the other output devices also. By default, you are knowing what is my standard output. My standard output is, or standard output stream is always my monitor screen. Okay, but it is possible also me to redirect it. Okay, we will see how it is possible to redirect. But by default, whatever I am giving to this cout, it is going to my displayed on my monitor screen. Okay, so that is what we are considering. Now here the operator. Okay, so we are having here, these are the two less than signs. Continuously I am using these two less than signs. This operator is called as the insertion operator. Okay, so general simple word, we are using it as a insertion operator. So this operator, cout and the insertion operator. Okay, or it is also called as put to operator. Okay, cout, put to operator, or cout, and then we are having insertion operator. I think it is more easy to use this word as an insertion operator. Okay, so whatever the cout there to that statement, see generally how I am writing this statement as, I am writing this as a cout, which is my object. You may consider this is my object. Cout is more of the identifier of the object. After that, I am giving this to less than sign. So this sign, this operator is known as insertion operator. Why it is the name insertion? Because after that, whatever I am going to write, okay, whatever I'm going to write, it is inserted in the output stream. Okay, so it is the insertion operator. Okay, so we are considering insertion or put to. Whatever after this operator I am giving, it is going to put it on the screen, put to on the screen. So that's why remember cout and this operator is known as the insertion operator. Okay, so two less than signs that we are having, which is known as the insertion operator or put to operator. Now it directs the contents of variable on its right to the object on the left side. Okay, so whatever is there at the right side, whatever I am writing, okay, all this will be put it to the object on the left side, means it is cout. It is provided to the cout. Okay. Now if you know C, you will recognize this operator as a left shift bitwise operator. I think you have seen that this operator can be referred in the C programming language, or it is also considered as the left shift bitwise operator. I think you learn the bitwise operator also. Okay, so in the bitwise operator, this may be considered as a left shift operator, left bitwise shifting operator. And now you will wonder how it can be used to direct the output. Okay, so this is having the shifting another meaning. Okay, why it is possible? It is possible due to the operator overloading concept. Okay, so in C++, operators can be overloaded. That is, they can perform the different activity depending upon the context. So this is one of the example of the operator overloading. Okay, because the same operator can be used as an insertion operator for cout, or can be used as output to operator for cout, as well as this operator and this operator can be used as a left shift bitwise operator also. Okay, so the same operator I am using for the different purpose, for the different meaning, so it is called as the operator overloading. Okay, so this is what all about the cout. So what you have to remember is you have to just give cout, then you have to give the the insertion operator, and that whatever you write into, now this will becomes your constant, okay, or string constant that you are passing to it. Suppose you want to display the value of the variable a, okay, integer variable a, then how you will give? You will cout, then you are giving this as the operator, and then you are going to give this as a A. Now what is this A? A is my variable. A may be the integer variable, maybe float variable, it may be the character, it doesn't matter. Okay, so in this case, in the cout, okay, in the cout statement, similar to your printf statement, there is no need to specify. If I am displaying the value of the variable, there is no need to specify the %d, %f, and so on. Okay, so the C++ compiler automatically find the type of the A variable, and it will display the value appropriately. So this cout, then insertion operator and A, if I write it, this will display the value of A in the C or on the screen. Suppose A value is 10, it will display the 10 value. Getting me? So that is what we have written here. I think variable we have written. See here, where we have written. We have written it here. Some the variable. Okay, here we have written. It directs the contents of the variable. Okay, so direct the contents of the variable. So values of the variable A on its right. So whatever I am writing, this is my operator, na? And this is the right side of the operator. Whatever I write on the right side of the operator to the object on the left side. So it will pass the value or the content, whatever it may be, the string, constant string in double quotation mark. It may be the variable. If it is a variable, it will pass the value of that variable to the cout. Okay, to the left side is cout. So this is my operator in between, and this may be the string constant or it may be the variable. Okay, so this is what we are going to consider. Okay, so let us move to the next point. I hope this is understood. I will go to the next slide. Is it clear to all? Hello, is this clear to all? Cout
Yes, sir.
of identifier. Okay. Okay, I'm moving to the continue with the discussion. I think we have seen here. Okay, I've shown this also with the help of diagram. Okay, although the concept behind the use of cout and this may be obscure at this point, using them it easy. They will appear in almost every example of the program, because we have to display something on the screen as the output of the program. It will be appear in every example of the program. Now, this is one of the diagram which will clear you the concept of the insertion operator or cout. Okay, so this operator is known as insertion operator. Now here you can find, okay, so this is my operator. Getting me? So this is operator. I'm what? I think it is the usage which identifier cout. So this is my cout. Okay, to display it on the screen. And what value I'm passing it as an input? So I'm passing this variable. Okay, it may be the double quote variable, may be a constant string written in the double quotation mark, or it may be the any variable, integer, float, and other variable. Okay, so this here, whatever I'm passing, it may be any constant string written in the double quotation mark, or it may be the variable A. Okay, it may be integer, float, or maybe character. That value I'm going to pass with this operator cout, and it is displayed on my monitor screen. Okay, so this is what happens in the cout function. Okay, now we have learned along with cout. I think I'm just moving to the next part. Okay, so now we have learned the preprocessor directive also. Okay, we have used here hash include. I think yes, I hope all of you are remember. We have used hash include, and then we are using iostream.h. I think there is no need for me, because we have learned in the first unit of the what is meant by the preprocessor directive. We have learned this. Okay, we have learned in the previous advanced C concept, maybe our first unit itself. We have learned more detail of it, but I don't think it will require more explanation. Okay, but let us understand what is this hash include, and here I am using iostream. Okay, iostream. Okay, I'm using it as a iostream. I told you may give it as a .h if you generally you are having the habit of giving .h, so you can give it. But if you don't give the .h, then also it will work. Okay, if you give only in iostream, that is also work. You will see this in the program, no issue. Just let's understand the first line of the first program is hash include. That look at a program statement, but it is not the program statement. It is not a part of the function body. Okay, it is not in with the semicolon. So it is nothing but instead it is called as a preprocessor directive. तुम्हारा हे सगळं already माहित आहे. What is then also I am explaining. So it is my preprocessor directive. Recall that the program statement are instruction to the computer to do something, such as adding two numbers and this. But a preprocessor directive, on the other hand, is an instruction to the compiler. It is not the instruction to the computer, but it is the instruction to the compiler to add something. Okay, to add. Okay, so that is what we are getting. Okay, a part of compiler. Okay, getting me? A part of compiler called preprocessor deals with these directives before being begins the real compilation process. So this hash include tells the compiler to insert another file into your source file. So in my program, it is going to add the iostream.h. Okay, in effect, the hash include directive is replaced by the contents of the file. So it will replace the this statement by adding the contents of the iostream.h. Okay, and that is what the called as the preprocessor directive. Okay, so let us continue with this discussion. The pre here using hash include directive to insert another file into your source file is similar to pasting a block of text into your document with your word processor. So it is just compiler is just going to add or that block, okay, for that particular file. So hash include is only one of many preprocessor directive, or which can be identified using this sign. Okay, so we can, I think you are knowing hash define is also there. We are using hash include and so on. Okay. Now the use of preprocessor is not as common in C++ as it is in C, but we will look at additional details. Okay, as we are going to continue with the example, we are going to see the additional details of it. The type file usually include hash include is called as a header file. That file is called as a header file. Header file in the first example, the preprocessor directive hash include tells the compiler to add the source file iostream.h to the first.c++ source file before compiling. So its contents of the iostream.h will be added into my program first.c++. Okay, I think I don't think it will require more thing. Okay, iostream is an example of header file. It is connected with the basic input output operation and contains this. I don't think all of you are knowing what is mean by the header file. Okay, so I just continue with this. Okay, one more slide. I think this is so much description is not required for you because you are already knowing in C what is mean by the header file. Okay, tell also I just continue with this. In the first example, the preprocessor directive hash include tells the compiler to add the source file iostream. Okay, .h, or it will be only iostream in my program. It's connected with the basic input output operation. So what is this iostream.h? Okay, it is a concern with I for input, O for output, input output operation, and contains the declaration that are needed by the cout identifier and the insertion operator. Okay, so all the detail related to cout and insertion operator is there in my iostream.h. Without this declaration, the compiler won't recognize the cout and will think this is being used incorrectly. So there will be error if I'm not using iostream.h. There are many such files, okay, that I can use, include. So we will learn this. Okay, C++ header file don't have. I think we are having a separate unit to learn all these C++ header files or the streams and the classes that we are having. Okay, so let us have the extension .h is there. Okay, I think I will come back to the program now. Okay, before I come back to the program, let us understand what is mean by the cin. Okay, so how I can take the input from the user. So that I will complete the program of taking the input as well as the display the output on the screen. Okay, I'm just coming over here. Yes, now if I want everyone to concentrate on the how I can take the input from the user. So it is input with cin. Okay, so I'm using the identifier now. As I'm using cout, now I'm going to use the operator cin. Okay, the statement, and it is now required this operator. Okay, now my statement will be cin and this. So here it indicate that I'm taking the value input value for the variable a from the user. So whatever value is entered by the user, that will be now stored in the variable a. Okay, so this is my syntax. Causes the program to wait for the user to type in a number. The resulting number is placed in the variable. I think this is wrong. It is placed in the variable a. Okay, so this is my statement. The keyword cin pronounced as cin, as we have pronouncing cout, I pronounce it as a cin, is an object similar to this and predefined in the C++ corresponding in standard input stream. Now it is not output stream, it is standard input stream, which is there. I am having the cin. The stream represent data coming from the keyboard. Why it is keyboard? Because keyboard is my standard input device. Okay, just a monitor here or screen is my standard output device. So similarly, my standard input device is always keyboard. Okay, So the stream represent data coming from the keyboard unless it has been redirected. I can also redirect this also. As I redirect C out, I can redirect the insertion operator. I can redirect the this operator also. So what is the name of this operator? So this operator is known as extraction operator. That was insertion used in C out. In C in, this operator is known as the extraction operator or get from operator. Get from, and that I think we are using for the output to, okay, and here I am getting get from, but the easy way to remember the name of operator is extraction operator. So this is my extraction operator. It takes the value from the stream object on its left and places it in the variable on its right. Okay, so this is my input that I am going to take from the cin operator. Okay, I think that is more than sufficient. I think we go to the program now, okay, to take the values from the user. So I just come back to the program. I want everyone to understand, concentrate on my Turbo C editor. It is already open. No? Oh, okay, program is open. I press Alt Enter to make it the full screen. Yes, the program is visible to all. Hello?
Sir, screen is not visible.
So it is not visible?
Sir, it is visible.
It is showing it is visible.
No,
Yes, any other?
no, sir, not visible. Not visible, sir.
Okay, for those
Yes,
it is
sir,
having
it
issue,
is
I think
visible.
you may leave the meeting and join it again. Okay.
Okay, sir, okay.
For others it is visible.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So whatever my first program I am having, okay, I am having only the cout statement. I am going to save as the program, and now I am giving this name as FPRG2 dot CPP. I should not give dot C. I should give dot C++. Okay. Now I am going to demonstrate the first C++ program to demonstrate the C. Okay, I am writing it here. C in and C out. Okay. So now here, I think this hash input IO stream dot as it is, clear screen. Now then I am display the message, welcome to the board of C++, no issue. Now here I want to take the input from the user. Getting me? See what I'm saying? Okay, I will add the slash in here also. So my screen will be on the next line. Okay, now I just want to perform this program, ENC out, and addition of two numbers. I call it as addition of two numbers. Now here I want to perform addition of two numbers. So what I will do, I should take the declare the variable here. Okay. Now I am giving this is one of the important facility in the C++ compared to the Cin. You can declare the variable anywhere in the program before it is used. Okay, C मध्ये कसं होतं in C programming I must declare all the variables at the start of the program. इथं मला declare करावं लागेल. Getting me? I think it is compulsory in the C language to declare integer a, comma b, comma c. Getting me? Here, but it is not necessary in the C++ that variable should be declared at the start of the program. I just delete this. It is possible for me to declare, okay, not only always at the start. Okay, but it is possible for me to do it. I think now I will just remove this. I make it as void, okay, which is more easy. Void mean void. I think there is no need to return any values. Okay, okay. So I displayed this. Okay, now I want to use in my program. Now after displaying this, I just want to use the variable, so I can declare the variable here. Variables can be declared anywhere in the program, but it should be declared before the use of it. Okay, so before using ABC, I must use it, but I can declare not only at the top or the start of the program. I can declare it anywhere. Okay, in my program. So integer ABC. Okay, now I want to take the value of A and B from the user. Okay, and then I want to display the value. So what is my cin statement? So it will be cin. Okay, and which is my operator for this? What is the name of operator for cin? What is the name of this operator? To greater than sign
Insertion.
continuously. Yes.
Insertion, sir.
Okay. So
Extraction.
it is correct. C out. See this operator is, I think we call it as a insertion. Okay, and this we call it as a extraction operator.
Extraction.
Getting me? This is the extraction operator or get from. Okay, see in get from, this is my put to. Okay, so I call it as a extraction operator, and now I just give this value as A. So indicate I want to take the input from the user as a A. After that, I want to take second input also, again operator and again B. Okay. What I'm using, see here, I use C in A and then again operator, take the B value also. Getting me? So this is similar as you are in the scanf, you are giving double quote percentage D and percentage D. But here there is no need to give any percentage D, percentage F or something. The compiler automatically identify what is the type of the data type of the A and B, and accordingly it will take input from the user. Getting me? So here I am giving C in C A and B. I am taking this as the input. Okay, then I use the formula C is equal to A plus B, correct? And now I want to display the output or the value of the C on the screen. So I must use C out. Okay, C out insertion operator. Okay, double quote. I'm just giving the message. The addition of numbers usually I'm having the habit of giving this. Now here, if I give the semicolon, it will be end. Okay, but after this cout message, I want to display the value of C also. So instead of giving semicolon, again I use my operator and I give this as a C. So it will display the here again. Up to this, it is displayed on the screen as a constant string. This is considered as a string constant, and now it will display the value of C will be displayed on the screen. Okay, is it clear to all? Hello. Is it clear to all how I'm taking the input and I'm displaying the output in C++, C in and C out. Okay, I just save the program first. Let us check the output F9. Okay, no error, no warning. Okay, I use control F9. Okay, so this message is displayed. Now it is waiting for what? Yes, it is waiting for, because we have not displayed message to enter the value of A. Okay, but directly we are taking the value of A and B as input. So I suppose I entered 10 and then I entered 20. So I'm inputting two values, 10 and 20, and the result is displayed as the addition of numbers is 30. Okay, output is visible to all the students.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so here, see, I have not given the message to the user to enter the value of A, enter the value of B. Suppose I want to do this. Okay, then what will be the change in my program? Okay, so in my program, okay, what I'm going to change it here, I have declared variable, but I'm taking the C in here. Okay, but I have not displayed this, so I just use C out here, double quote /n. Okay, enter the values of A and B. User can enter this value and semicolon. So I think this use of cout and C will be more easy than use of printf and scanf, I think. Okay, because in the printf and scanf, the identifiers are involved. I have to give in double quote percentage D, percentage F. I have to remember if it is integer, I will give percentage D. If it is float, I have to give percentage F. If it is character, I have to give percentage C. If it is a string, it is percentage S. I think there is no need for you to remember all these things. You just give, okay, that A. Okay, C in A, the compiler will identify whether A is integer, whether it is declared as an integer, whether it is declared as a float, or whether it is character, or what it is. Getting me? So it just goes for taking this value. Okay, and enter the value A and C in A and B. Okay, then here I am performing the addition, and here I display the output of addition of this is C. Okay, is this clear? Okay, I just execute the program again, F2 to save the program, F9 and control F9. Okay, so welcome to the board of C++. Just enter the value of A and B. Suppose I enter the value as 11 and 22. Okay, it has taken the both the values, 11 as value of A, 22 as value of B, and the addition is displayed 33 on the screen. Okay, so I hope all of you understood it. Yes. Yes, it is clear to all how to use the C in and the C out, how to take the input from the user and how to display the output with the help of the C out, and take the input with the help of the C in as a one of the program. Now I say that what is the advantage that I'm having? Now instead of integer, okay, I want to take the two A and B value as a float. Okay, मला काय करायचं आहे? I want to take this value to be taken from the user as a float value. I want take the float number 2.5 or 3.5 or something, and I want to perform the addition of this. Okay. Now, if it is the C program, I think I have to change the not only the data type, I have to change the percentage. It should be replaced by the percentage F. Accordingly, I have to make changes in the program. But I think here it is easy. Okay, I just show what I'm doing. Instead of integer, I just change this as a float. Getting me? Now here, once I make this as a float, whenever I'm taking C in A, the compiler will identify that yes, A is the float value. So user can input the float value. Okay, it will perform the addition of the two float numbers while displaying the C out. It will also display this value as the C. Okay, so it is going to display the value as C, and to identify the C is also float and display accordingly. Okay, so we काय change केलं बघा. Instead of integer, I just made the float. Remaining program is as it is. I just save the program and execute and show you the output. F9 and control F9. Okay, enter the value. Suppose I enter the value of A is 11.11. Getting me? And now I will enter the value of B is 22.22. Getting me? So now I am entering the float value. I find the answer. Yes, the answer is 33 point. Actually, I must get it as a 33. Okay, but I think it might have considered the precision. Maybe 1 1 then 0 0 0 and so on. So it is almost 33 point. I should get it as a 33. Okay, no issue. Okay, so this is what. So it will perform this floating point arithmetic automatically. It will consider this float value. So there is no need for me to consider. If I take this as a character, it is expecting that user should enter the character. A is the character, not float now. Okay, so this is done automatically, which will make user to write down the C out and C in statement to be more easy. Okay, compared to the whatever we are doing into the C program. So don't now here onwards you have to forget the use of printf and scanf, and you have to start use of the C out and C in. Okay, C out to display the output on the screen and C in to take the input from the user. Okay. Is it clear to all? Hello,
Yes,
it is clear to all. My voice is audible.
yes, sir.
Okay. So I want today you also do this program. I think if you do this one program, that is then sufficient, because it is having the C out statement as well as the C in statement which are there included in my program. Okay. So you may take the screenshot of this program. If you have issues, I think can I select this? It will be more easy for you to take down it. I think it is visible, no issue. Okay. Take the screenshot of the program. Okay, and I want you should do it without looking to the code. If you are finding the error, then and then only refer this screenshot that you are having. Getting me? Okay, so till then, I don't think you should. There is need for you to refer it. Start doing the program on your own. You will come to know that where to use this to less than sign or the insertion operator for the C out. For C in, I should use this as an extraction operator to greater than sign. I think you will be habitual with start using. It should not happen that maybe sometime in some of the program, okay, you will type something like this. You will write something C in and this. I think this should not happen. Okay, this is not the correct. Okay, so for that you require little bit practice. So I think you should be in a position. If it is seen, then you should use the extraction operator or 2 times greater than sign. Okay, if you are using the C out, you should use this. So that will you will be habitual with using them. Okay, using this 2 operator. That's why I want each and every student must execute this program today. I think you can also execute and type and execute on your Turbo C++ is also available. You can download on your mobile also. Okay, but my suggestion is you should do it on your desktop machine or laptop machine or your computer. For those it is not available, they can do this on your mobile. Also, you can do it on your mobile, execute it and check the output. Okay, I think last time whatever on your group, I think I have given the compiler or the app that we are having to do this. I think it is also already C++, not the C editor. I think you have, some of them have already downloaded the C++, okay, Turbo C++, okay, as one of the app. So you can do it on your mobile also, but it is definitely it is must for all of you to do this. Okay, because in the next lecture, tomorrow's lecture, I'm going to do the next step. Okay, so that see our aim now to understand the C++ basic programming. Okay, so that after learning this basic programming, definitely we can go for the OP concept. So I think next lecture, I think with this C in and C plus, C out and C in, I think it is easy for us, okay, to go directly in the next lecture for the how to declare the class and object. I think that will be more easy because we have to learn about the class and object. Okay, and then we have to do the all the programs based on the classes and the object. Okay, I think tomorrow's session it is better that I will go directly to show you how to define the class, how to create the object, okay, of this and how to work on it. Okay, so I think remove this. Now here, suppose I want to take one input from the user, then how you are going to take the input, you can declare it as a character and you just use the cout. I think it will be sufficient for them to use it. Okay, so okay, one more thing. I think I had told, I think instead of .h, if I use the only IO stream, okay, .h is not needed. Okay, for Kunio, it is definitely .h is there, but for IO stream, I don't think it is necessary to use .h always. Okay, I just save the program, check whether are there any error. I think, shall I use IOStream capital? Nothing. Okay. I think some of the editors, okay, I think it is possible to use include directly IOS strem. Okay, .h is not needed. Okay, I think that may not be possible with this Turbo C++, whatever the version I am having with me. Okay, but I think as per the thing, it is possible to give only IOStream. Okay, as it is mentioned. Okay, so okay, let us make the habit of giving always the .h. We are already habitual to give the header file as a .h extension. No issue. F9, control F9 with the value. I think I have made it as a float. No? I just for float I can also include the integer also. Okay, so I can give this. Yes, it is 33, no issue. Okay, so though it is a float, I can give the input as a integer value also. Okay, so I think sufficient for today's session. I think with this understanding, I think the three things you have to understand. You must include iostream.h as a header file for C++. You must give the extension as a .cpp, not C. Okay, it should have extension .cpp. Okay, and then you should for print instead of printf, you should display cout to display something on the screen, and you should use instead of scanf, you should use the cin, okay, to take the input from the user. Next thing we have learned, it is possible to declare the variable anywhere in the program, but I must declare it before the use. Okay, before using ABC, I must declare it, but not necessarily it is at the stop of the program or the start of the program. I can declare the variable whenever it is required. Okay, when it is required, I can declare, I can use it. Okay, but it should be declared before its use. Okay, that is one of the change that we are having, or if you are already knowing about this comment that we are using. Okay, and I think it is more easy to use the cin and cout because there is no need to specify the data type of it. Okay, so compiler will identify whether A is integer, whether it is float, or whether it is character automatically as per the declaration. Okay, so there is no need to specify percentage %G, percentage %F, and so on. So the programming will be more easy if I start using the cout and cin comparative to the printf and the scanf statement. Okay, so I want everyone should execute this first program. Okay, we demonstrate the cin and cout for the addition of the two numbers. Okay, and display the output on the screen. Okay, so just do it. I think we are going to end today's session here. Okay, so tomorrow's session I'm directly go to okay, how to declare the class and how to use the object of the class. Okay, thank you. Just 1 minute. Let me download it right in there. Yeah, already save the program. Exit the screen. It's also not required. Okay, we have seen the C at and C out. Okay, just 1 minute. Let me download it.